When I moved into my modest home on Rosegate Lane, I expected bird songs, friendly neighbors, and the occasional block party. What I got instead was a woman named Donna, known throughout the neighborhood as HOA Karen. I didn't call her that. The neighborhood did. She was the self-appointed watchdog of our homeowners association. Clipboard, binoculars, whistle, and an attitude so condescending she could shame a kindergarten teacher for coloring outside the lines. My offense? Planting tomatoes in my backyard. Not the front yard. Not the shared sidewalk. The backyard, fenced, private, my property. But Donna had other ideas. The first note arrived in a plastic bag taped to my mailbox. Vegetable cultivation is not in line with Rosegate's visual standards. Please remove all garden boxes within 7 days or face a fine. I checked the bylaws. Nothing about vegetables. I even called the HOA president, a retired accountant named Greg, who admitted, "She's overzealous." So I left my tomato boxes where they were. That's when things got weird. I started finding strange footprints near my back fence, like someone had walked through my flower beds. Then my solar lights went missing. A neighbor told me Donna had been seen watching my yard from behind the common hedges, with a notepad. Then one Saturday morning around 7 a.m., I heard a crash followed by a sharp, theatrical scream. I ran out back and saw it. Donna, crumpled on the ground beside a tipped aluminum ladder, her binoculars a few feet away, tangled in creeping vines. She had tried to peek over my privacy fence, in pajamas, and the ladder slipped on dewy grass. Her ankle was twisted, her ego shattered, and her story changed 3 times in the 5 minutes it took for the paramedics to arrive. First, she claimed she was checking a power line. Then it was a cat she heard crying. Finally, she insisted she had every right to inspect HOA violations. But here's the thing. My security cameras caught the whole thing. She brought the ladder. She scaled it. She leaned over the fence and fell directly onto my property. When the paramedics asked if I wanted to press charges for trespassing, I hesitated. Until Monday, when I got a notice from the HOA fining me $500 for an unsafe yard perimeter that led to a neighbor injury. That's when I knew it was time to dig deeper. With a little digging and help from Greg, who was growing tired of Donna himself, I got access to past meeting minutes and complaint records. What I found was shocking. Donna had issued over 200 violations to residents in 3 years, the vast majority of which were completely fabricated or not enforceable. She had been reimbursed by the HOA for personal inspections, including ladder equipment, maintenance attire, and even binoculars. She'd created unofficial bylaws and mailed them out, printed at the HOA's expense without board approval. And worst of all, she'd somehow gotten hold of several residents' private info, including gate codes and contact lists, all stored in an unencrypted spreadsheet on her laptop. Greg was horrified. So were the other board members, who admitted they'd let her run wild because she was persistent and always first to volunteer. The following week, I showed up at the board meeting with 3 neighbors and a flash drive full of security footage and documentation. By the end of that meeting, Donna was formally removed from all HOA enforcement activities. The $500 fine was voided and publicly apologized for. An emergency vote was scheduled to revise the bylaws and eliminate Donna's self-created rules. And Greg asked me, half joking, if I'd consider joining the board to help restore sanity. I politely declined. Donna moved out 3 months later. Rumor was she'd been sued by another neighbor for privacy invasion after they caught her with a zoom lens aimed at their patio. As for me, my tomato plants thrived. I added cucumbers, squash, and even a little bee garden. No one's dared complain since. Sometimes, when I sit on my back deck with a fresh caprese salad and a breeze in the air, I glance at the spot where her ladder used to stand and smile. Because sometimes all it takes for a corrupt system to unravel is one nosy Karen and a slippery ladder.